is very sad, very upsetting. So in Lubbock, Texas, about 2 weeks ago, a father went to go pick up his child from his ex-wife during a court mandated visitation. When he arrived, he was told the child was not there. He got very aggressive. The stepdad then went into the house, came back out with a shotgun, I believe, or a gun. I'm not really sure what it was.
It was an AR.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Came back outside, said, "Get off my property." Did shoot a warning shot at his feet. And then they kind of got face to face. And then once they separated, the stepdad did bring the gun up and shoot the dad. Did y'all watch the videos? Some people may have seen videos of this either on Reddit. I came across it on Facebook. You did? Did you see one or did you see both?
I saw both, and I shared it with our private OM chat because I didn't want to put this in our Discord. Our Discord is marked as we do not allow not safe for life images or links to be shared, but it's really fucking brutal. Like, I saw both angles. I saw the angle from inside the house, I believe, as well as outside from the, I want to say the father's girlfriend, significant. I'm keeping it at significant other because I don't know what their titles are. I'm not about to assume or try to push anything on anyone. But it was bad. Like, I understand with the parents, with both sides, right? Like, yes, the kid's not there, but also you should have communicated better. But also, you know, this is his time to pick him up. Why aren't you communicating better? You know, like it's just not good all around.
Oh, that's straight murder.
Yeah,
that one is.
Yeah.
Like,
so. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I understand where the stepfather came out of this with his gun, thinking that he could de-escalate the situation. But if someone's looking for their child, you don't stand in between them and their child. You point them in that direction. Any other disagreements, you take to court. You know.
Well, I mean, but right there, okay. So the father came over, and his presence was known. Like they knew he was coming over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, in essence, you can say he was invited over, or more or less had permission to come there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Then for that guy to go inside, get the gun, and then to discharge that gun, he's the aggressor in the situation. Even if the other guy was acting like a fool, screaming, yelling, even getting physical, the guy that went inside, got a gun, came out and discharged the gun, he's the one that escalated the situation to a deadly threat.
100% agree. Like,
think about that. So after the gun was shot, dad falls. Few more words were exchanged, and then they did end up calling the police. They did end up pronouncing him dead. The stepdad is facing no charges. Nobody's facing any charges in this. He is claiming it was self-defense and was let go.
You can get fucked with your self-defense issues right now. Okay.
We just had two major court cases that go through on the public eye that pretty much clear cut what we can consider self-defense or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like we can say, so with Kyle Rittenhouse was in fear for his life, right? He was in a shot or be shot situation.
Yeah.
The Ahmaud Arbery situation, the guy was running away from it, and they chased him down with guns, right? So they were in the wrong for that.
Yeah, they were the
and
aggressor.
Kyle was in the right for his, right? Mm-hmm. So that at least give us what the legal definition of self-defense would be in. And if we're going to follow the precedent set by those two cases, this guy is nowhere near self-defense. He clearly escalated the situation, and he was the one that put the guy's life, or he escalated it to a life or death situation.
The only person Go ahead.
I say, and not even precedents on those two cases, but even Texas has what's called castle law, where you can shoot an intruder coming into your home. That's the problem with this, though. One, he wasn't an intruder. Two, you have to be inside shooting outside towards this, and in order to shoot out, they have to break through a window. So you have to literally feel fear for your life in order for castle law to apply.
And the only person that suffers in this situation is a child. And the only defense that I can think of that the stepdad can take, or his defense can take, is stand your ground. But I don't recall if Texas is a stand your ground state or not. And secondly, he has to be in fear for his life to be able to do that. He wasn't in fear for his life. The stepdad was the more powerful person here. You know, stand your ground. It doesn't count.
But then again, the stepdad and the mother had the option to walk inside and call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a totally reasonable course of action that could have happened in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And for that simple fact right there, he murdered that guy.
Yeah, no, that's what they should have done.
This situation is literally a worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
There are some conspiracy theories to the situation, and we'll get to those in a second. So if we played out best case scenario, what should have happened is, once the dad was told that the child was not on the premise, he should have gone back to his vehicle, called the cops, said, I'm here to pick up my child. They're saying my child is not here. I need an officer for civil disputes. Waited in the car. Since that did not happen, the next course of step, exactly crazy. For the stepdad and the mom to go back into the house, once again, call the cops, bring them out for the civil dispute.
Look, if
it really sucks, because there wasn't just one child affected by this. Turns out there were two. There's a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, and one of them was actually in the truck with the dad's significant other.
Oh no, that poor kid.
Oh.
What I would have done in that situation, and that's, if I were the father going to pick up their child, one, I have my decree with me at all times. It's on my phone. I have it in my Google Drive. I also have a hard copy in my glove box in my car. Glove box? Glove compartment? Glove compartment. Glove box. I don't know anymore. Yeah. Storage compartment in car. Secondly, if I were the mom in the situation where the ex-parent is coming up to pick up the child and there's a dispute, I would have gone inside, gotten my court judge signed court ordered documents of the divorce decree and waited for the police. I would have called the police on myself even before. Like, if I was the dad, I would have called the police. If I was the mom in the situation, I would have called the police nonetheless. I would never bring a gun out to that situation because it's never going to end good.
And I mean, you got to take into effect here in Texas, our custody laws are heavily favored on one side, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not a very equitable situation.
Yeah.
You have women's privilege.
Yeah. It's an uphill battle, especially when it comes to
That's one thing about Texas, is they would rather the child stay with a drug abusive mother than be with a father.
Yeah. True. A lot of states are like that. But either way, I feel for those kids. I really hope that bio mom gets some therapy, and I hope she has a fucking discussion with her current husband, because that shit was not okay. And if he gets arrested, I hope they throw the book at him, because that's not okay.
I want to say, okay, so this is me trying to gather facts, and a lot of them didn't make a lot of sense, but from what I think I've gathered is, so mom and dad were together, and mom ended up having an affair with a judge who is the stepdad who did the shooting.
Are you fucking kidding me? The dude's a judge?
I believe so, yes.
The dude's a judge. He pulled out a gun when he knew he wasn't in the right. And he killed a man, and he's still walking away. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Conspiracy theories. real quick before we go into the conspiracy theories,
angry.
I do want to say when I watched the video and I was watching the dad, I was really worried for the child. Because the dad was super fucking aggressive. I thought he was abusive. And I thought that's what this video was going to be about. It was about the dad being abusive. I didn't know it was going to turn the way it did. But I was really worried. Okay, sorry. I had to say that at one point. So conspiracy theories. This was premeditated. That is the biggest conspiracy theory there is. This was premeditated between a few of the parties. Because when you watch the video and after it happens, everybody is amazingly calm. Home dude just dropped, and then you're still just going to argue back and forth. You're not shocked. You're not screaming. You're not like, did you really just do that? Is this real? No craze out. No panic.
You know,
just
right.
Very calm.
You're right. That is one thing that was missing in the video. I remember watching the second footage because on Reddit it was spliced into one, and I don't remember if I saw it on Trashy or somewhere else. I know that it was marked as not safe for work or not safe for life on that subreddit. But the significant other just stays in her car and goes, "Did you really just do that? Like, your dude is down on the ground, bleeding out and or possibly dead, and you're just gonna sit in your car?"
She was in on it.
Yeah. So that's the big conspiracy theory, was it was premeditated and everybody was ridiculously calm after it happened.
So they all planned it. The new wife changed all the clocks, right? So that they were 20 minutes fast. So they showed up 20 minutes early, just that she knew that would set him off because the kid wasn't there yet, just to get it all started.
Potentially.
I really hope that's not true.
Yeah.
It's like way too many assumptions, but hey, it's all good.
And right now it's just frustrating because I went yesterday to find some updated articles, what's new, what's going on with this case, and literally the newest thing is 6 days old, talking about how Kyle, the stepdad, was able to walk free, and the dad's name was Chris Reed. I realized we hadn't said any of those names, but
not to harp on the censorship stuff, but that's like what's so annoying about it, right? Like, they're not going to talk about this, but they're gonna talk about whatever they were paid to talk about. It was like, no, this is the news that we expect from a news agency. I don't need to know what kind of ice cream the president's dog ate today.
Right, like BuzzFeed gave me some shitty article today about God knows what, and I was like, why do I need to know this?
Right,
something really dumb.
Like,
too.
so researching this, everywhere I kept going, it was all about the vice president today, right? Like, everything. It was like, that's nothing. So what if 5 people quit today? Who cares, right? Like, give us some news. Like, let's go.
If they're gonna be reporting anything about the president or vice president, I want it to be, I don't know, some reduced payback program for student loans at this point. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's like her. So the big thing today was that 5 of her employees quit because she's a bully. That was the news we got instead of anything of value.
I don't know if it's the internet just overshining all the negativity that's going around, but a lot of places are going to shit. Are we okay?
I think we're fine. I just think people have agendas, and those people's agendas have gotten infiltrated too many things, right? Like, they want control of every aspect of people's lives now. And in order to do that, you got to control what people see, what they say, what they hear, what they see.
Yeah.
Too many people are just finding news that fits their agenda and their bill, and they're playing it like a fucking violin, and I'm over it.
I got rules when I'm doing research. If it's a .com, it has to be a reputable .com. If it's a .net, check who owns it. If it's anything but a .org, when you're doing research on something specific, get out the fuck out of there.
Right, where are my peer-reviewed journals?
Right? Flatearth.info is not a reputable source, people.
Yeah. Okay, so my bad. InfoWars, the only place to get your info.
I think Infowars.info is even not a reputable source, man.
Come on, it's only pure information. They're turning the frogs gay, man.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Do the roar.
My thoughts go out to those kids. To what was the father's name? Reed? Chris Reed?
Chris Reed.
Thank you. My thoughts go out to those kids. There's nothing that can bring your dad back, but I do hope that if this was premeditated, I hope that he gets the justice he deserves. Because no one should have the right to kill anyone. I just don't agree with. Well, I do agree with, gun rights and owning one. Hell, I want to own a gun. I don't agree with people just taking other people's lives because they can.
So,
exactly.
Hold on. How do you feel about the CIA agent who was caught looking at over 1,400 images of underage children in pornographic positions?
He should go to jail, maybe beat the fuck up in jail, maybe be thrown under the jail and then beat up while the jail is being built on top of him, but I don't think he should die. I think he should suffer for the transgressions that he pulled. But
question.
Answers.
Yeah.
Was this his personal computer or was this work related?
No, it was on work time. So
Okay,
there was a bunch of stories coming out this morning, a bunch of reports of a lot of information that's being released of incidents that have been reported at the FBI, the Pentagon, and the CIA of agents being caught with child pornography on their work computers or purchasing it on work time using their computer, other items like that.
I mean, I'm not surprised. As a person in IT, I see a lot of shit that shouldn't be on computers, on work computers to begin with. But
yeah, and like the one guy's excuse was like, well, I was doing work research. They're like, okay, well, it doesn't take that. It's like, if you're doing research, why do you have a terabyte of porn on there?
Like, you don't need a terabyte of porn unless if you're like collecting data against pedophiles where you need to establish a case against them. But come on, dude.
In that situation, you would have a team, you would have paperwork, you would have a need for it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, no, these people were caught on,
Yeah. Because here's my receipt for reimbursement for having to purchase this to see if I could find the missing child. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference.
I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, and the children, they're the real victims.
The children are our future.
I don't want to live.
Depends on the children.
I don't want to live with these animals anymore. But you know what I do want to live for?
Book club next week.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up another great episode. And don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food pics, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured gamer of the week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an official Millennials production.